How do you begin to tell the story of someone who changed your life forever? This isn't just a story about cancer. It's a story about love, and about the way someone's presence can shape your entire life. It's about a girl called Faye, my wife, my best friend, the person who made everything feel right. And it's about the journey of learning to carry her love forward, even when she's no longer here. For a year, I've been trying to find the words, and this film is my final way of saying them. This is for her. Before anything else, before the hospitals, before the diagnoses, I want you to meet her. I want you to know the girl behind all of this. You want a vlog?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi guys, it's McCall.
Everybody's dancing in the moonlight.
Bye, love you to vlog. Subscribe and ring that ding dong bell for when we next upload.
Faye wasn't just someone I loved, she was someone I felt. She had this warmth that wrapped around people without her even realising it. She was funny, sharp, sarcastic.
Cheers to good health.
And yeah, she judged people now and then, but usually she was right. Or in her words, she was always right. Faye, you alone have been the greatest gift of my life. I found you without looking, and I love you without trying. In every moment with you, I found the true meaning of love, companionship, and unwavering devotion. And that's exactly how it felt. When we first met, I wasn't looking for love. I was hiding from it, certain I didn't deserve it. But she looked at me like there was something in me worth looking at, and I've been grateful for that every day since. And there's another truth I told her. There's nothing I wouldn't go through again if it meant I'd always find you in the end. And I meant every word.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Really nice.
This was Faye before cancer, before any of the fear that came later. Caring, loyal, stubborn, protective, hilarious, the strongest person I've ever known. This was the girl who changed my life forever. If life was fair, that's where our story would have stayed. Just the two of us, planning a future that felt certain. But life isn't fair, and none of us had any idea what was coming. For us, it started with a lump. And once that lump appeared, the world started moving faster than we were ready for. At first, it was small things: appointments, referrals, ultrasounds, days spent waiting for someone to call, nights spent pretending we weren't scared. We told ourselves it was nothing, because that's what we were told. You're too young, it's probably harmless, let's just keep an eye on it. But Faye knew her body, and she knew something wasn't right. She pushed, she asked the hard questions, she refused to just wait and see, because she felt, deep down, that something was wrong. And eventually, someone finally listened. That's when things shifted. More tests, more scans, more urgency in the tone of people who used to sound relaxed. There's a moment in this journey before anyone says the word cancer when you already know. A moment where you're watching the nurse's eyes instead of her words, where you feel something drop inside you like your whole life is holding its breath. Then came the day we heard it for the first time. Sarcoma.
Sarcomas are rare cancers that originate in bone and connective tissue. There are over 100 subtypes of sarcoma, which fit into two main types: soft tissue sarcoma and bone sarcoma.
A word we'd never heard, a word that doesn't sound as dangerous as it is until it belongs to someone you love. Sarcoma is rare, too rare, so rare that most people, including us, had no idea what it even was. But rare doesn't mean gentle. Rare doesn't mean slow. Rare doesn't mean safe. And when you hear it at 23, it hits differently. That was the moment everything changed for us. Not because we stopped hoping, but because we finally understood the size of the mountain we were about to climb. We didn't know what the next weeks would look like, or how brutally fast things could move. All we knew was this: we were in the fight now, together. So Faye Ray, talk to us. We're in hospital, day 1. What's gone on? What are we waiting for? Talk to us.
I have had my PICC line put in. Give you a little tour.
Whoa.
Crazy. Got to have that in for a couple of months. All summer. Great tan lines. Great tan lines. I am just waiting for some blood test results to come back, and then we can crack on. Get crack-a-lacking. It's fine. Hurts a little bit. But it's okay. I didn't hurt going in. Marshall had to leave the room. He was too scared.
This is true. Just the thought of it made me a bit queasy in the belly. But then the woman said to her, you got to keep your neck down, because once we put the tube in, it can sometimes go on its own and go up into your neck. And at that point, I was like,
there's
whoa.
2 tubes the vein could go up. It's a vein that goes into your neck, or a vein that goes into past your heart.
Yes.
And I was fine.
You were fine.
I was fine.
So yeah,
we'll
get that chemo going. In the meantime,
you probably will take 20 years to edit this vlog.
Well,
Jesus Christ, sorry.
chemo started. Got it up there in the bags.
I'm on the 2nd drug now.
How are you feeling? Talk to us.
I feel very lightheaded and it's like I'm high.
Yeah?
Yeah. But a bit like a bad high, but...
You scared?
No. I'm in a fucking hospital. What is
No,
it
I know.
scared of? So if I can start fitting it out, just press the buzzer and I know where I am. I'm in Oxford, Churchill University Hospital. I can't say anything already.
Faye listens to the show a lot, right? And Faye, she's only in her 20s. She's starting her chemotherapy in Oxford this week, right? Lots of love from your boyfriend Marshall, your mum, your dad, your family, your friends. Do you know what her favourite song is?
No, what song is it?
Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Classic.
See that now Faye apparently likes to dance around her handbag when she's out clubbing to this one. She likes this one. So we're going to play this for Faye. Faye, big hugs, lots of love. You got this, girl. Go get it.
That song used to bring so much joy into my life. It was everything that was good. It was Faye. It was happiness. It was dancing around in the living room. But it's strange how joy aches when it's not your own. Because now I hate that song. And every time I hear it, it's a physical pain. It reminds me of everything that I've lost. I don't think I'll ever like that song again. It's too much. When you hear the words sarcoma or cancer, you imagine there's a plan, a clear way through it, but with Faye, nothing was simple. They couldn't even tell us what type she had. It didn't behave like anything familiar. It was aggressive, unpredictable, a tumour that didn't fit inside any box. But surgery was the first step. And I remember that day so clearly. I stood outside the hospital from morning until night. I didn't go home. I didn't leave. I just waited. I called the ward every hour, hoping for good news, terrified of bad. Eventually, I found out the surgery went well, and we felt like we were finally catching a break. I remember seeing her for the first time after the surgery, and I was just an emotional wreck. Then came the radiotherapy, and the goal of this was to zap all the surrounding tissue to make sure there's no way the cancer could spread. 6 weeks, 5 days a week, 30 sessions, her body was exhausted, but she showed up to every single one of them without fail. We even went on her 23rd birthday. You know, most people spend their birthday celebrating, but Faye spent hers fighting. And when it ended, just before Christmas, we let ourselves breathe. For the first time in months, we let ourselves hope.
Kiss my camera.
We used those 3 months to live, to finally move into our first home together, to talk about the future like it was ours again. You know, we were 5 years into loving each other at this point, and we decided that as soon as those scans came back clear, because we were certain they would, we'd start a family. That was the dream. That was our dream. But then, the 3-month scan. The cancer was back. In her lungs, 7 tumours. And for the first time, we heard the word incurable. That day, we didn't just lose the future. We lost a version of our lives we thought we were building. We grieved a child we never got to have, a family we never got to start. And that broke her heart, more than anything else. They said that once Faye had started chemotherapy, her immune system would be so low that she'd never be able to travel abroad again. So we did what Faye always did when life threw something at her. We made a plan.
So, we're going to Mexico. Yeah! Leaving this house as I am. Coming back. Engaged. Cheers to a good holiday.
Yeah, I'm very nervous because I love her so much, and yeah. So nervous but excited. That's the take from this. I'd always known I wanted to marry her. After 5 years together, that was never in question. But she made me promise I wouldn't propose until we had our own place. Which we finally did. For a moment, it wasn't about cancer, or scans, or timelines. It was just us. 2 people in love, choosing each other, even with everything we knew was coming.
You've just gone to get me a Prosecco, so I thought I'd leave this for you. Thank you so much. I love you so much. You mean absolutely everything to me. I love my ring. Look at the sparkle. She's a silver queen. Look at that with the earrings. It's giving sparkle. That's also kind of cute. Matches. And look at the camera. I love you so much, Marshall. I always have and I always will. I just want absolute pure happiness with you for the rest of my life. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Wave.
Big wave. Bigger wave. By the time chemotherapy started, we already knew it wouldn't save her life.
Okay.
We were just buying time.
I'm being really strong. I'm being really proud. I'm really proud of you. Okay, it's alright. It's okay. You wanted to do. Bye, Mom. I'm like a big bit on my head. I want to touch my head. Oh my god. You're such beautiful. Love you.
Doxorubicin and ifosfamide, one of the most brutal combinations of chemotherapy, which meant she couldn't come in like a normal day patient, sit in the chair and go home. She had to stay in for 5 days at a time, hooked up to machines around the clock, and in the meantime I tried to balance work and being by her side. I didn't drive then, so every night after work I took a 90-minute bus and a 30-minute walk just to sit next to her until the last bus home. But Fridays, I always stayed the night. We ordered whatever takeaway she fancied that week. We caught up on YouTube. It was our little hospital sleepovers, because even in the darkest places, we found a way to be us. Quote of the day.
It's what it is, bitch.
That's right. We knew we weren't fighting to save her life anymore. We were fighting to give her time. Time to live, love, and time to be Faye. And believe me when I tell you, she made every second count.
Woo! Let's go! I love you so much. What a good day.
Here's to a good day. Put him up. Reach for the sky.
Not in my rodeo.
By autumn, things were changing faster than either of us could process. The cancer wasn't slowing down. Chemo kept her here longer, but every round took more from her than the one before. And then one day, in early November, after a week of treatment that left her bruised, weak, and unable to stand without help, she made the call. No more chemo. Not because she was giving up, but because she needed to be strong enough for something she cared about more than anything else. November 23rd, it was the day we'd been dreaming of for years. But the truth is, in the days leading up to it, Faye couldn't walk. Her body was tired, her breathing was shallow, her energy was disappearing. But in classic Faye fashion, she didn't let any of that stop her. She walked into the hospital, told them exactly what she needed, listed every medication, and said, "Make me strong enough for my wedding." And they did.
We're genuinely all look at arrange last minute. Anyway, I guess in true Exler form, we'll save the favourite until last. Secondly, I'd like to ask everyone to raise their glass to my beautiful wife, Faye Exler. In March, I spoke to Tanya and Jason about marrying Faye, and after 2 difficult conversations and plenty of persuasion, I agreed to do it. At the end of the day, it's about who stands in the rain with you when they have the choice to be dry. And Faye, that is you. I love you so much, more than any amount of words, written or spoken, will ever be able to justify. But I hope my actions tell you all you need to know. 5 years ago, you gave me the greatest gift in life, and that was love. So in return, you can have my surname. I did say, we'll save the best until last, and I meant it. So can everyone please put their hands together as I pass this microphone over to my beautiful wife, Faye Exler.
It was the best day of our lives. There was something truly magical about her that day. If you didn't know she was fighting cancer, you wouldn't have known. She smiled, she laughed, she danced, she greeted everyone. She looked alive. And I think for that one day, she allowed herself to forget what was happening inside her body. She gave all of us a final miracle before everything changed. After the wedding, everything changed really quickly. Her breath got shorter, cough got harsher, finding it hard to sleep, and then came the seizures. They happened in our home, just me and her. It's a kind of helplessness you can't explain. Watching the person you love shake and struggle, knowing all you can do is stay calm for them. I don't think I've ever been that scared in my life. Her cancer wasn't slowing down, it was spreading. Her lungs, her wrist, her airways, her brain. There wasn't a part of her the disease hadn't tried to claim. It felt like every scan came back with new places, new battles and new losses. And each time, the reality got harder to hide from. She held on long enough to marry me. Long enough to give her family that moment. Long enough to give me a memory I will carry for the rest of my life. I didn't know it then, but December would be our last month together. And the next part of this story is the hardest to tell.
Right.
When people talk about death, they imagine a moment, a single breath, a single goodbye, and we did get that. But it didn't all arrive at once. It creeped up in moments. As December progressed, things got so bad. And we went from talking about treatment and plan to comfort and peace and making sure she wasn't scared. The things I saw that woman go through will haunt me for the rest of my life. I remember her having panic attacks because she couldn't breathe and just having to reassure her that she was going to be okay, but really, I actually didn't know if she was. I didn't know if she was going to die there in front of me in that moment. She talked to me about her wishes and about how she wanted it to be, and she said when it's time, it will be obvious. And she was right. Her body was getting weaker, her breathing harder, but somehow she was still Faye. She was still worried about everyone else, still comforting me. What the fuck? It speaks to her character. In a time when she doesn't know she's going to be alive in 5 minutes, she's still just comforting me. That last week of her life is the worst thing I've ever experienced. And in the build-up to the anniversary of it, I remember each day as it happened. On the 17th started 3 days without sleep for me. Faye just couldn't breathe. And we called ambulances, we had crews come out, they came and checked her over. But where the cancer had spread into her airways, it started coming up, and it made it harder and harder for her to find any comfort, to just sit still, to lay down. She couldn't lay flat. And it was just horrible. And we called the hospital over and over and over to get her in a bed, in the ward, but it was full. They offered her another hospital, but she didn't want to go there. Fucking stubborn bitch. It's funny now, but at the time, I remember it was just me here, and then her mum came to help me because I hadn't slept in 2 days. It was always her way. Eventually we persuaded her, and she was rushed into, I think it's called resus, in the Milton Keynes Hospital, and I've never experienced anything like that before. Going in, the doors get kicked open, it's like it's a film. They come in, people having heart attacks or not breathing. She insisted she was fine, and she kept threatening to just unplug herself, leave and get an Uber home if one of us didn't take her. She sounds like a diva, but she'd had enough. She'd spent so much time in hospitals that she just hated it, and it was like it was itching on her skin to leave all the time. Eventually we managed to get her a bed on her cancer ward at the Churchill Hospital in Oxford. When they told her it was fine for her to go in, I hadn't slept for 3 days. So Faye's dad came and took her. So I could just get a couple of hours, and then I'd go and meet them at the hospital. I think I'd had about 4 or 5 hours sleep, but after 3 days with nothing, that was more than enough. The date at the time was the 19th of December, and after I woke up, I went to the hospital, but when I got there, they'd put her on some really strong medication because that's the only thing that could stop the pain she was experiencing. And it completely knocked her out. And that was okay. But then they said to me that she might not wake up again. I just wanted to say goodbye. Some time went past. She woke up just as I was coming into the room after going to the toilet or whatever. She opened her eyes. She just looked at me. But she said, "I love you so much." But she couldn't talk, so it was just like just her lips whispering it. To have such a feeling of relief in a time like that is... I was just so glad. Because I knew she was going to go. But I wanted to talk to her and tell her things I'd already told her 1,000 fucking times. She already knew it. I just couldn't bear the thought of never speaking to her again. Just because I was at home and I needed sleep. I think I had this fucking delusion in my head. The whole time she was fighting cancer, even though I knew it was incurable, I just didn't believe that it would end this way. I thought someone was going to come in, just be like, this is a joke, we've actually found something, she's going to be fine. Denial carried me a long way in this journey. But in this moment, I couldn't deny it anymore. They ran some tests and scans throughout the day, just unintrusive ones, and monitored her, but she was in and out of sleeping. But then as the evening came in and it started getting dark, they took me and Faye's parents into a room. I can picture the room. And they told us that it was time for her to move over to the hospice. You don't go into a hospice if you're ever going to come back out. I never really believed it, but I think humans do have just an autopilot mode. Because when I think back to it, I don't know how the fuck any of us got through that. The staff at the hospice were lovely. Really, really lovely. They even gave us an entire room to ourselves. Usually it'd be a big room split in two by a curtain, but they gave us the whole thing. And that meant I had a place to stay in the room with Faye that night. They also said that our child could come. Dora was allowed to come and be with Faye for the end. We made the calls we needed to make, and our families and only our very closest friends came and saw Faye, and it was lovely. I remember when people would come in, I would bring them in and bring them in to come and see my Faye, and then I'd step back and just watch her just interacting with people. I fucking miss her. And she went to sleep. But she woke me up at about 4:30 in the morning, and she woke me up because she needed my help, which was something I was used to. It happened almost every day, every night, and then this time she needed to go to the toilet, but she couldn't really do it on her own. But she did try, and she was struggling to get out of bed, and in that moment I just thought, fuck this, no way, I'm not letting her struggle. I leant over onto the bed, put my arms under her, and just picked her up. All these cables hanging down from her. And I took her and put her on the commode so she could go for a wee. And then I lifted her back and put her back into bed. And she sat upright, like I am now. And the noise her body made, it didn't sound human. You could hear the struggle. And I said to her, just sit back, lay down, let your airways open up, you'll be fine. But she wouldn't. She just wouldn't. And I know now why. She just wanted to sit up and talk to me. For the next hour and a half, I tried to convince her to sit back and go to sleep. And then it got to a point where I was like, this is just not working. I forgot I'm talking to the most stubborn human in the world. So I stopped trying to persuade her, and I just started talking to her telling her how much I love her. So many things. I just poured my heart out and spoke honestly. And the way I ended that was by saying, so come on, darling, just sit back. For me, I love you so much. So come on, do it for me. And the second those words left my mouth, she did. She lay back and she fell asleep. She stayed asleep. Doctors came in and checked on her multiple times throughout the day of the 21st. And they said it was the drugs doing the thing. And the likelihood is, this time she won't wake up. And that was the hardest thing to hear. That was the last thing she ever did. And it's an honour to know she sat up and struggled just to hear me and just to listen to me. That's the last thing she ever did. Once we heard the cancer was incurable, me and Faye spoke very openly about death and about plans for afterwards. She had an ideal way for her to die. It wouldn't be random, it wouldn't be out of the blue, and she wouldn't be alone. Her ideal way was to know it was coming, to be surrounded by the people she loved, and to have Dora with her. And that's exactly what happened. I remember holding her hand and just stroking it. I could feel a tumour in her wrist. And we were all talking fond memories of Faye, talking about Christmas, her favourite time. And at 9 p.m. on the 21st of December 2024, Faye died. And everything was in slow motion. I remember looking over my shoulder at the clock, and as she did that breath, the clock struck 9 p.m. Dead on. And there was music playing on the TV, and it was The Power of Love. It's all very poetic, but it's true. With me holding her hand, Dora on her lap, and all her loved ones around her, Faye got her ideal ending. And that comforts me. To know that if she could have had any way, it was exactly that way. This is the moment that everything stopped. But it was the moment I knew I had to keep going. I haven't been back to Oxford since the day Faye died. And for a long time, I just couldn't. But today, I'm going back to the place where she fought, and the place where she died. I'm not here to relive it, I'm just coming to say thank you. Every road in this city felt like walking straight back into the worst days of my life. Come on. Some of the hardest moments of my life happened inside those walls, and now I'm standing outside again, but this time without her hand in mine. Hello, you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. Good to see you.
You too. Next Sunday is a year. It's gone so quick. It's funny, I talk to people
And they say it's gone so quick. I say, yeah, when you look back, it's gone really quick. But day to day, it's not. It's just drags.
What's the saying? Days are long and the years are short.
Yeah. Oh, I never heard that. It's pretty good, actually. It's good to see you. Come on.
Really good to see you.
Merry Christmas. Share them out. Don't hoard them to yourselves, all right?
Thank you, these two.
Yeah.
Marshall, it's not lost on us how difficult it is.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. All right, have a good Christmas, guys.
This is the last place I ever saw her alive. A place that holds more pain than anywhere else I've ever known, but also more care than I ever expected. I don't know how I'll feel walking back out again. Maybe lighter, maybe worse, maybe nothing at all. Grief doesn't just live in memories, it lives in places.
Come on.
And sometimes you have to walk back into them to find a way forward.
Hello. Hi there. I've just come to drop some chocolates off for everyone.
Oh, thank you so much. And you're from?
I was here last Christmas.
Where are you?
With my wife, so I thought I'd just bring these in for everyone.
Thank you so much. It's very
No,
kind of you.
thank you.
I shall bring them up to the ward.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Fucking hell. Oh, Merry Christmas, Faye. As I come around this corner, I can see the room. We are in the Sobel House Hospice now, and Faye is currently asleep. I can see her. It's just me and her here, the puppies. Game face on for Faye. I want her to. I need to hold up the facade that I'm going to be okay, because I don't want her to worry. I'm not going to be okay. I'm going to be not okay. Excuse me. Do you want a treat? Hello? Hello? Do you want a treat? The only way I can get your attention is with food. Maybe you really are my child. Let's pretend you love me. Okay, fine. Good girl. Good girl.
I don't really know how to talk about this part, because this is what's left when everything else stops. It's the silence in the mornings. It's reaching for your phone and remembering there's no one to message. It's realising the things you only ever did because of them. Some days I'm okay. I'm at a point now where I can make even dark humour jokes about the situation because I know Faye would laugh, because she was just like that too. And other days, I can't move. Grief isn't always loud. Just because someone carries something well doesn't mean it's not heavy. I think the hardest part is knowing that the version of me who existed with Faye, he's gone too. I miss who I was when she was here. I know it's Christmas, but don't you dare leave me a brown present anywhere, alright? Even though she does my absolute head in sometimes, I couldn't have done this journey without Dora. I want to give a special shout out to mine and Faye's child, Dora, the miniature dachshund. I have never been so proud of a dog in my life, and quite honestly, I never thought I would be. Dora was rescued by Faye. She'd sadly been made to have 2 litters by the age of 2, which for those of you who don't know is extremely young. Dora became Faye's support animal to be with her while she went through treatment, and it's an understatement to say that Dora understood the assignment and passed with flying colours. She played her role amazingly and comforted Faye right until the end. She stayed burrowed in Faye's lap as she passed away and did not leave her side even after she had moved on. Dora had a really tough 7 days after she lost her mum. She was visibly sad and not herself. Yet now she is a completely different dog. She has a new assignment, and that's me. Although she always preferred her mum, she's already brought me so much happiness and comfort, and I couldn't imagine this journey without her. One of Faye's wishes, or should I say commands, was that we look after Dora when she was no longer around. But she insisted I didn't need to keep her, as a dog can be a tie, especially for someone younger. But Dora isn't going anywhere. I can never tell Dora how grateful I am for how she cared for Faye, but I'll make sure that for as long as she lives, before being reunited with Faye, she has the best life any dog could ever have.
Just bear with me. I literally forgot my only prop by the bar. Right, it's also a bit noise sensitive, so no cheering too loud.
Is it Gary Barlow? Is it Gary Barlow?
Dora Exler. It just didn't feel right not to have our child here with us on our big day. Faye, I know we said we wouldn't have Dora here as it was just easier, but she just had to be here.
The thought of Faye never collects dust. Death took her, and grief has taken me. I still wear my wedding ring a year on, and I miss her all the time. In everything I do, I have Faye in my mind. Would she laugh at this? Would she be proud of this? And if I do this, would she tell me off? Because she was very fucking good at that. She always kept me in check and kept me on my toes, which is exactly what I needed. With great love comes great pain. And as much as this grief absolutely cripples me at times, I'd take it over and over again if it always meant I got the girl. I had Faye. Faye, This year has been the hardest thing I've ever lived through. There's no soft way to say it. Losing you didn't just break me, it changed everything. Who I am, how I move, how I breathe, all of it. I've spent months talking about you to millions of people because talking about you hurts less than pretending I'm fine. And because the truth is, I didn't know who I was without you. I still don't, not completely. But I kept going. I travelled, I tried new things, I pushed myself, not because I was brave, but because stopping felt dangerous. And every time something beautiful happened, my first instinct was always the same. I wish Faye could see this. And then that second wave hits, the reminder you're not here to see any of it. Grief, it's love with nowhere to go. And I've carried so much of it that some days it felt like my chest would just break open. But somewhere along the way, in the quiet moments, in the hard ones, in the ones that made me feel alive again, I started to realise something. You weren't gone from these moments, you were in them. In the courage I didn't think I had, in the days I somehow kept moving, in the parts of me you helped build. And then it hit me. You never left me. Not really.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high.
Change is scary, but you're still in everything I do. You were always my biggest supporter, the one who believed in me long before I ever did. And even now, when I doubt myself, I hear you. You're the voice that pushes me forward. This is the last video I'll make, just for you. Not because I'm letting you go, I never will, but because you've walked with me far enough that I can carry you differently now. Quieter, closer. Dying for someone is easy. Living for someone is hard. But I'm living, and I'm living for you. So Faye, for my final trek, I'll achieve everything I always told you I would.
Walk on through the wind. Walk on through the rain. For your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never.
So come on girls, it's time to move. Move forward.
Hey.